Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Railway Empire. As we have to restart this mission here, but that's okay. We made some early mistakes, and that's the best way to learn, is to make mistakes and learn from those. I think we've learned some good things, and now we have a better understanding of how to play the game, and hopefully we can actually complete it this time. So, let's get back into it.
When I was a bank clerk,
as this dude is talking over here.
Must always balance. So take care to make a profit, even with these preliminary assignments.
I mean, we do start off with a big chunk of money here, which is good. Let's go check out our tasks here. We need to connect Baltimore and Washington, connect 3 world businesses to your network. That should be very easy for us to do. So immediately we're going to come up here and grab something. Let's just do, should we just do a regular train station just to start with? Or a large, I think Baltimore itself should have a large train station. So why can't we not? Oh, it's already got one. Never mind. All right, so we've already got a large train station in Baltimore. I totally forgot about that. Do we need a large train station in Washington? I don't think we do. I think just a regular train station would be sufficient in Washington here. We're just going to put it on this outside edge. We could always expand it later if we wanted to. And something like that should be good. Might tilt a little bit differently just because it might be sneak it up here a little bit further. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to be able to eventually get across that river relatively easily. So we're going to do that. We'll get the train line set up. And of course, now we know kind of how to properly set up the train lines. Can we raise and lower the tracks in this version of the game? I know you can in Railway Empire 2, but I don't know that you can by default in this version of the game.
Oh, who's this new
Not
fish
really a
swimming
problem
in our
though.
Pond? Greetings from the beautiful city of Charlotte.
And then we're going to get us
What was
a
your name again?
little
Beautiful
crossover
stranger,
here.
Wasn't it?
Beautiful stranger,
Well,
that is
that's
me.
what you look like. Just let me know if you need help push starting your trains.
I do need help push starting my trains. Thank you for the offer. I think you were trying to insult me, but I'm going to take that as a kind gesture from a kind person, you know? All right, so we got that set up. We do need to get us a train set up between these two.
Look,
So we'll set up a line between Baltimore and Washington. We'll make it automatic,
And
we'll get us a locomotive here.
strangers. But you're not from here.
Cool.
And New York is my city. That's where I do business.
First train line
I
set
say
up.
when the trains roll, where they're going, and why. As long as you don't get in my way, everything will be A-okay between us.
I do need to set up the thingamajiggers so that we can tell it to go only one direction. So once he gets over here, we'll stop talking.
Introduce themselves to you. Different approaches, and so will behave differently.
All right.
Basically, however, they want to expand their
And we want you to
networks and make a
go
profit
this
just
way.
like you do. So stay on guard and don't let them take advantage of you.
Okay, so that'll get those 2 lines going, and there's ways to crisscross. And I guess we'll do it the same over here. Okay, so I guess it's a crisscross. Train should be able to do what it needs to do, go on either side. A second train line between Baltimore and Washington is probably not a bad idea eventually. I don't know that we need to rush it right now. We do still need to get train lines set up for all of the business out here in the middle of nowhere. So first up, I know we can get a large train station here to connect those two. What about a large train station here? We can get a large train station here if we wanted to kind of cut back on the amount of tracks we got running through here. And that might not be a bad idea. It's very expensive up front, but it does get us some stuff coming in here right away. Something like that, I think, looks like it'll be okay. Okay. I'm going to buy you. I'm also going to buy this one over here. Just get it over. Let me just flip it around maybe this way or something like that. Okay, so we got a couple more train stations now. That's going to cost a lot of money. What I would like to do is just get a warehouse set up in Baltimore. Just plan on a warehouse right away. And do most of our connections through the warehouse. How do we... Okay, we have to put it outside. Can I put it on the... Is it smart to put it over here? I don't think so. I think we need to put it on the inside. Because most of our passenger and other things are going to go on the outside. So I think we're going to spin you around. It doesn't mean we have to get across this water here, but my goal is that hopefully this will be like our central place to bring all of our goods. We might even still tie it into the main line, which I don't think is a problem. I could be misunderstanding something. I will be honest with you. I have not done I've done a little bit of research just to make sure I'm understanding slight concepts that are maybe a little confusing, but I have not done research in the context of here's exactly how to play the game, right? Here's exactly what you have to do to get XYZ working. Because I kind of wanted to not spoil things for myself a bit. So that's kind of where I'm playing from that perspective. I do think what we're going to do with this line, though... Actually, what we really want to do is get a line set up to New York, and then maybe kind of branch off of that in some form or fashion. So maybe I need to go ahead and just get that set up. Probably going to be a regular train station here, because we just want at least 2 lines coming through here. And we'll kind of figure out how to go from there. I'm tempted to even just bring it down further down if we could. Give us a little bit more space on that other side over there.
Hey, be careful. You're starting to drive me mad.
Alright, this is going to be a pretty expensive connection, but I just want to connect Baltimore and New York directly before I really start doing anything else. Alright, we do have to move you around the dairy a bit. Should be fine. Something like that. Oh, I need to set up the supply towers. That works good. Let's go ahead and get the second line set up. Before I actually go too far, though. I did not do that right. Trash that. Just go from there to New York. Alright, before I set up the train station, I will set up the supply towers down here. Building, supply tower. Sorry. Totally forgot. Okay, cool. You're happy. We probably need 2 supply towers between this section, honestly. So we're going to put like a supply tower. Honestly, for now, let's put one up here. And let's put one down here. I think we can make that work some form or fashion. Alright, so that gets that. Let's go ahead and just get a train set up between those two. Between Baltimore and New York. Automatic looks good. Add a locomotive. We'll just do the grasshopper. That looks good. And so now we got 2 trains going. Now we got to get goods in here. And that's what the point of the warehouse was. I hope, if I understand it a little bit. Oh, I need to get the little crisscross here. Which apparently needs to happen over here. Which is a little bit weird, but it's going to be fine. All right, get that on that end. And then on this end, looks like we can do it in this section here. And we need to get a repair station in Baltimore. Right now, Baltimore is our center of everything. We need to get some signals set up. So once we got the crisscross, we can say, you're going to go that way. I'm doing this right. Yep, something like that. And then you're going to go that way. I guess we don't technically need it down here. Now, the one thing we aren't going to have is like, these things along the way, right? So we do have to understand that some of these trains are going to be waiting a while. I think we might have to put some of these signals along the way so that trains know that they can kind of continue on in different spots. All right, so let's do that. And then, so we've got how many trains? We got 2 trains going. Yes, we do. I know I'm going a little bit fast, but I'm trying to catch back up kind of where we left off. Oh, this is going to be a rough bridge over here, I think. All right, one thing I do want to do is connect our warehouse up to the world of things. So we're going to figure out how to... I kind of want to connect it a little bit earlier because I want to be able to bring this dairy in a similar fashion. So this will be... Okay, how do I need to do this? I'm a little worried that this is not going to work the way I want it to in context of how the dairy is going to connect. Because I want to connect the dairy to the main line here. And I don't know if it's going to be connecting as easily as I was hoping it would. Come on. Kind of as close as we can get it. It's going to have to be okay. Alright, we're going to try that. I reserve the right to change my mind if this just doesn't look like it's going to work what I want to do. Oh, I forgot. I need to move it over more because the second line is closer. So we need to bulldoze it. Thankfully, I think bulldozing gets us all of our money back, right? I think it does. Actually, I should do the inner line first because it's going to be the one that's the closest. Obviously, it's going to displace the cow pastures over here, but now the cows move all the way over there. And then we move you over here. You're going to go to there. That should get both of those. And then up here, we need to do the crisscross. Crisscross applesauce. Sorry, I have kids. I can't help it. And then we set up the signals. They're already going left and right, but we'll just set up some signals here just to kind of make sure that they know kind of when they can leave here. All right, so that gets that set up to the main line. That was the one I was most worried about. I'm not too worried about Thomas breeding. We should be able to connect that here in a moment. But what we want to do then is be able to connect the warehouse now. I guess I'll do this side of the warehouse. And I'm not sure how easy that is going to be to do. I guess it looks like it'll connect here. And we'll pay and build. And then we'll do the inside. Back over here. Pay and build. And then we do still need to figure out how to get a crisscross here though. Which is not going to be easy. I think this is too short down here. It's going to have to be up here, which is a little bit weird, but it will work, I think. Except that's too short. Is it really? Like, did I just click the wrong thing? It is too short. Okay. Then we need to bulldoze that middle one there. And let's just get this side here first, maybe. Around that side. And that side. Okay. And then we set up the signals. And it's already kind of doing what we want to do. We'll just set this signal up here, there. I think that covers it. Now, we do have, like, it will split up in a big way down here, but that's fine. We're okay with that, I think. Just because the input coming into the warehouse is long, should not cause a problem. Does the warehouse... What do we... let me close this. Does the warehouse get any sort of... Okay, the warehouse can get a maintenance building. And in a way, we almost kind of want both the warehouse and the main Baltimore thing to have maintenance buildings. To be honest. But we might have... we kind of need it. We kind of need... Because these are our two main stations that all the trains are kind of going to come through. And I realize it's going to be expensive, but... We have to have maintenance. You know, that's kind of not negotiable. Supply thing here is not going to get caught, unfortunately. We might... Can we bulldoze that? Get our 30,000 bucks back. I do like the fact that we can get stuff back. And we'll just put it up here after everything kind of merges together. I think that'll work. Now, it could slow some trains down transitioning through here, which is probably not great, but otherwise I think we're okay. So now what we need to do is get a train from Collins Estate down to the warehouse. And hope that I just did everything and it's going to work the way I think it's going to work. I think it will work. And we'll add our grasshopper. And there we go. So now, if I'm understanding things correctly, the warehouse will get goods, and we need to tell it, I guess, what goods we want, which we want. We definitely want grain, and we definitely want milk. And we definitely want cows for sure. And it does tell me that we need a bigger warehouse because we're not going to be able to get the vegetables. Honestly, 20 is probably okay. And the idea I'm hoping here is that we will have, we might need to set more trains at some point, but I'm hoping the idea is that the stuff gets to the warehouse and then the warehouse automatically distributes over to the train station in Baltimore, and then Baltimore is able to carry it to the other cities. I think that's how it's going to work, but we're going to have to find out together because I could be way off. Oh, I haven't actually connected a train over here to Thomas Breeding. I just wanted to see this working first. So this train here only has grain at the moment. It doesn't have any of the cow stuff. We might want to get a second train entirely at some point. I haven't set up platforms because I don't think it's really going to matter just yet. But at some point we might need to. He's going to get some fuel. This train's going to come across. They're going to wait for each other. Actually, it looks like they just phased through each other. And now Baltimore should have grain. If I did all that correctly. Baltimore has grain. And now, can we see the trains between here? Let's say the train going to New York, for example. Could we see it picking up some grain? It might not because Baltimore might need it all right now. Yeah, it's not going to pick up any grain yet. What about Baltimore to Washington? It's possible it won't do anything because, again, yeah, I think Baltimore just used all of that grain itself immediately. Just about. We actually don't have enough grain production for all of our cities. That is good information to have. That means we would need to expand. How would we do that? We'd have to buy it at some point. 300k and expand it. Because I don't think it's going to expand automatically necessarily. Also, yeah. It's just not going to produce enough quickly enough, is it? But we can get it mostly produced, and we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, now we got to get Thomas breeding connected. So we'll just connect it in up here somewhere. Try to minimize the incline a bit if we can. I think the 4% is going to be fine.
The bigger a city gets, the greater its demands get too. At some point, goods from the immediate
we want to add the crisscross. We haven't really been utilizing the crisscross at the moment, but
the railroad comes in handy.
I think it's still going to be good to set up in advance.
To take a closer look at the city.
Okay, got you set up, and now we're going to need a train station or train coming from there. So we need a rail line coming from here. Now it's not going to bring the vegetables over, I assume, because we don't actually have. Oh, we've got some money. We don't actually have storage for it. We could set up a direct train line to Baltimore with just the vegetables.
I'd already taken you out.
But I don't think it's going to be necessary. All right, let's do that. Okay, good stuff. Manage add a locomotive. We'll get us another grasshopper. And that'll take care of that. So, we got a lot of trains going. I'm pretty happy with things so far. It does tell us which ones are only delivering to warehouses, but I think it's working.
Baltimore, where the headquarters of our firm is located, has a large clothing industry. The city therefore needs a constant supply of fabrics. In New York, on the other hand, the fashion-conscious customers are waiting for deliveries of ready-tailored goods.
I
Rail
suspect
line between Baltimore and New York, so that the clothing produced in Baltimore can be delivered to New York.
Well, I already got that. Do we get credit for it? I'm smart and went ahead of time. Profit from transported mail. Transportation. Okay, I like that one. And then what else do we want to get? We already got Leaf Springs. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do the, well, yeah, we'll do the mail one for now. We just need something, right? Actually, power of locomotive. I might hold up for that.
Let you get on with your responsibilities. Stay alert. I will check on your progress from time to time.
All right, so here's the big one that I just haven't
If you transport
done yet.
clothing from Baltimore with your rail line, you will be making a considerable contribution to the growth of the industry. Everyone profits from that.
Well, good.
Excellent. You can hire train crews in the staff dialogue window. Then you'll need to view the train details of the selected train to assign the staff to it. Now open the train details of your most important train and assign an engineer and a stoker to it.
It was about time someone took a good look at your hovel.
I mean, oh, this is actually counting as an express train. Our most important ones probably is the Baltimore to Washington train or the Baltimore to New York. That's not what I want to, keep hitting the wrong button. Where do we see? Oh, it's up there. Engineer and a stoker. Okay. I could go a little bit faster. Yeah, why not? And then, we also need a stoker. Like we have one. All right. Y'all like each other? I don't know if y'all like each other or not.
You don't have first call on cities, farms, or mines. Of course, your transport income will fall if your competitors connect these to their rail networks.
All right, we do have enough to get the
Tracks,
power.
Locomotives, buildings, and cash all increase the value of your company. And the higher this is, the higher the price of your company stocks.
All right, I think what we do is we set you up as an...
Just as other companies buy stocks from you, you are able to buy some from them. If you do that, you will profit from the success of your competitors. You should buy stocks via the company dialogue window now.
Can I set you up as an express train? like explicitly. Oh, we can actually add, oh wow. That's pretty cool, but we can add stuff like that. Can I? All right, cool. They got a faster train. Okay, we can't set you up as passengers and mail only, and I think that's a good idea. And then I think what we're going to do is get us another train going from between here and here that is freight only. I mean, right now it won't matter too much because we will have the same trains basically. Probably what we want to do is actually go to this one that's freight only, which is you. And we want to edit your routes. And make sure you go to, apparently that one's being used more. So you're going to go to explicitly to 1 here. And here you're going to go explicitly to 1. Okay, so that should hopefully free up a little bit of stuff.
Oh, bad press? Who reads the papers these days anyway?
All right, we can get us a better train, the John Bull. We'll do that.
Oh, sweet. You have
We'll
a new
come up
toy.
here and we will replace all of our locomotives. We'll just do all of them because it's the same, it's just a mixed train anyway. But down the road we might have explicit trains for freight and express. Cool. So that gets all that. I guess we have to look at this because we have to. Cool. Our competitors. Yay.
Faster and faster
Sure.
all the time.
We'll buy some shares.
That has nothing to do with traveling in style.
This should stay just between us, as it's, well, not entirely legal. But we need to keep all of our options open. A saboteur has applied for a job with you. If you send him to one of your competitors, he will make trouble for them. This can also cause their stock price to fall.
You can have a few crumbs of my success.
You don't have to deploy saboteurs to do better than your competitors. You could deal with them in a more classy and legal way.
Which I plan to do. I don't care about the
Take a look
saboteurs.
at which routes are more lucrative and will ensure you become the most important transporter there.
All right.
Excuse me, but
Shut
could you
up.
keep out of this? You're driving the price up.
By the way, your competitor, Don Lorenzo, is a bit of a gang boss. You can imagine that he has good connections to bandits and saboteurs. So it's much easier for him to deploy such characters.
Oh, bad press?
No suitable
Who reads the
freight?
papers these days anyway?
Is that true? Really? So are you not able to get access to the anything we put over here? I guess it's not got anything in it at all. Apparently Baltimore's just using all of the goods and none of it's going to be available
You
for...
should have learned the most important aspects of your position by now. I'll let you get on with your responsibilities. Stay alert. I will check on your progress from time to time.
Okay, so I'm assuming what I did wrong is that... Gee, thanks for all the little bits. Okay, that's fine. Anything that's here we don't care, we don't know about. I don't care about the switches. I don't care about that. Train that stops at the signal could be pushed into the switch in front. Okay, let me come back to you. Each town has industries where higher quality goods are manufactured. These goods may be in demand. Yeah, that's fine. Use the warehouse to exchange goods between trains. To do this, you must incorporate the warehouse and train station into your train's routes. We might... Okay, what I might need to do, I have an idea of what I'm doing wrong. Following place for all trains, there's large stations. Shorter the loading and unloading times will be a more rail. Okay, that makes sense. Better cities apply with goods and rails. Faster it grows. That makes sense. If the personnel dialogue window, okay, blah, blah, blah. And, okay. So what was it about the thing here? So do I just need to push it further down? And I wish I could pause the game. Let me pause the game for a second. I gotta think. I think what I need to do, I have to connect the other side of this warehouse into the system here as well. I thought the warehouse just being a part of Baltimore would count, but I think what happens is the warehouse is able to get the goods to Baltimore, but it's not able to deliver the goods from, like Baltimore, the train station in Baltimore is not explicitly picking up goods from the warehouse and shooting them elsewhere, I don't think. Again, in Railway Empire 2, it does work differently with the warehouse. You just have to have a warehouse in the city And then the city's main line is able to push things out because it's not an explicit train station. I think that's where I'm getting confused and getting a little bit mixed up, which is fine. One thing I do want to do is I do want to expand this warehouse anyway. So I need to expand you to being a little bit bigger. I'm assuming, wait, can we only hold one? Okay, I was going to say, surely this holds more. And then we need to be able to bring in vegetables. Okay. So that takes care of that. So we do have trains coming in, but again, the trains coming from here are not able to pick up the goods that I was hoping they'd be able to pick up. Let me close that. Because I was hoping they'd be able to pick up stuff from the warehouse, because again, that's how it works in the other game. And I'm just getting the two confused. You have to bear with me. So I think what I actually have to do is explicitly connect these lines up, which is not going to be super easy, again, given the nature of how things are. But we do have an express line here. Yeah, so this freight train is actually not doing anything. Because there's no goods in Baltimore except the meat. And I don't think, yeah. All right, so that is actually what I'm messing up. Any freight lines would have to come from the warehouse. Well, I mean, we still want stuff coming from Baltimore, I suppose. Unless... can the stuff being produced by Baltimore get shot over to the warehouse? Or do I actually have to explicitly deliver it to the warehouse? Because obviously it has meat for export and it has leather for export. What if... Okay, like, we can find out real quick. What if I just say you can accept meat and you can accept leather? Okay, it does have some. Okay, so that looks like that might work.
Has scrutinized your business down to the smallest detail.
It looks like a city that has a warehouse does provide its goods to the warehouse. So that is good information to have. Yeah, I don't know if there's an easy way to connect these over here. Plus, we're not getting the cheese from Washington. I'm assuming we can't upgrade the warehouse anymore, can we? No, we cannot. I thought the warehouse would be a good solution for some things here, but it doesn't look like it's actually going to be the solution I was hoping for. It's not going to push goods down the line to the next city. Is it really what I'm hoping for is a solution where as New York's goods come to Baltimore, eventually Baltimore doesn't need them anymore, and those goods kind of get shifted along to the next city down. So everything kind of gets balanced out, which is just not how this game works. I need to connect the warehouse into here. It's not going to be easy to do. It would almost be better to just expand this train station, shift the lines around, and connect kind of two of these lines into two of the lines of the train station, and to have the Baltimore lines going elsewhere. Something to that effect. Or else I'm letting the game run while I'm thinking, but I don't think it's a problem. I'll come back to that. Like, as it is right now, what would this look like? If I got rid of the supply tower, it looks like it could connect in, but I would have to get rid of the supply tower. Alright, let's bulldoze the supply tower. Thankfully we get a full refund, so it doesn't really matter. Let's grab you. Let's see if we can connect you here. Obviously it has to be before the interchange there. So something like that. And then you're going to come over to there. Something like that. Suppose we can give you both your own explicit supply towers. It's going to be a little more expensive to do it this way, but I don't think we can fit one in here. I guess if I'd pushed you back further, we could have fit one in there. Let me, since it doesn't cost us anything, I guess. Let me try this. If I were to come from here, and we push you back far enough, Looks like we could squeeze in a supply tower somehow. I don't know if this is the right move, but we're going to try it. Move you up to there. Try that. Supply tower can go here, so it gets all of that. And then we want to do the crisscross here, if it will allow me to. It will. We want to do the signals here. I mean, it looks like the trains already know to go right and left, so I don't know, maybe we don't explicitly need the signals after all. Actually, the signals might actually be blocking stuff, but we'll go with that for now. I might move it. I think I'm still misunderstanding some stuff about the signals, which is fine. It's all a learning process. So now we can get trains to come from the warehouse to Washington, and maybe what we do is, see, I do still need the train to go to Baltimore, though. I'll be honest, I don't actually like this system. I like the fact that the warehouses can be a part of the train stations themselves. I think it's a better system. Because we kind of need the freight train between Washington and Baltimore just, I don't know. Unless the warehouse here could accept more, which it can't, is the problem. If this warehouse could accept more than just these 6 goods, because the big thing is we have cheese here, right? And I want to be able to get cheese back up that way. All right, well, let's grab this train. We're going to edit your route. We're going to say you're not going to go to Baltimore. You're going to go to the Baltimore warehouse. And that should now get goods coming here. Now you're going to come over here. I guess I could have actually told you. There's a specific line. Sorry, wrong one. Where's the Baltimore to work? Oh, it's the warehouse. I was looking at the wrong thing. Washington to the warehouse. So you're going to pick up meat. You're going to pick up grain now. So now the grain can go on further. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Plus, it's still able to pick up the meat from Baltimore. So all of that is good. I'm glad that that's going to work kind of the way I want it to now. Even if it is a little bit clunky. You're going to explicitly use track 2 because it's less used. And you're still using track 1. Okay, so that's all good. Or not track 1, but platform 1. So I think that kind of does what I wanted to do. We're kind of using Baltimore as a central location, so to speak. But it does have limits, right? And that's not great. But it's fine, I guess, for the moment. Did we ever decide if we're getting milk by any chance? That's not what I was. Sorry. I didn't mean to still have this connected. Are we getting milk into the warehouse? Not at the moment. Could just be that there's just not enough coming in. Yeah, you just have grain. You're literally busy the entire time just doing grain the whole time. Alright, we do need another switch down, another set of signals down here because these trains need to know that they can scooch up a little bit more. And kind of be waiting up here, so that looks good. Probably need a set of signals here so that trains can kind of be waiting a little bit further. Truth be told, actually, I don't need this signal. What am I doing? I think that's the problem. I think this signal is the problem. Train can come up to here. What I need is a signal on the other side. That's okay. I think that's going to help us more. I don't think I need the signals close to the stations. I need them kind of pushed along a little bit further. And we could put signals, you know, I could put a signal halfway. As long as a train can fit between the two signals, that's what you want. You want to be able to have the signals far enough apart that trains can fit there. So we don't want the signal going this direction. We want the signal down at the other end, and the same thing going this direction. So the train here can scooch all the way up. Train here can go all the way there. So here we want the right signal to come on, but the right signal could be pushed up to here. And I think that's what we're looking for. Because it can be waiting right here for the train line to clear up. That's feeling better. So here we would want the one going on the right hand side to be able to come up to here and wait, and it should not be blocking anything. But the one coming up the other side, well, to be fair, this one's a little bit different because this one is far enough away from the station that it actually can leave a train sitting on the bridge here. Kind of the same thing here. This one's far enough along that it's, something could be sitting kind of... But it is in the wrong spot. That's probably what it is. We don't want a train sitting here crossing the tracks here. So we actually do want this one to go away. If we put it anywhere, we would want it a little bit further back on this before it even gets to the crisscross. And I think that will actually fix that problem. Same thing here. I don't know that we want the train here or the signal here. I think what we want is a signal further back on the bridge so that it can kind of know that it's waiting to continue on. And then we want one basically as close as it can get. Well, no, it needs to be... Okay, that's not a good signal because that's before the crisscross. So I'm wrong about that. Yeah, this one's actually tough. We might be able to fit a train right here. It's possible a train would fit right in there if we put it as close as possible. The problem is if we don't have a signal on the other side, it doesn't know that it... Alright, we're going to have to put a signal as far up this way as possible and hope that a train can fit there, I guess. Maybe a train can fit there. I don't know if it can or not. I don't think a full train can fit there, to be honest. Alright, so I think that takes a look at a few more signals, though. We do need a signal maybe here. And then we want a signal basically up here. Probably before the crisscross. That'll get that signal going. And then probably before we cross here. Should be okay. Just to know that it needs to wait. And then we just need signals maybe up here. And again, we don't need that one. The one on the right should be sufficient. And again, I think we can put one like further back, right? We can put one... I don't know, let's just put one like right there or something. As long as we have space to like fit trains here. Something like that. I don't know, maybe that's not exactly right, but I think it's better than it was. All right, we're way over time. All right, we're going to put a cut in there when we come back. We're better. I think we're doing it better. We're in a better place than we were before. We still got to get the couple $1,000,000 to get a train station over to Pittsburgh. But I think we're in a better situation. I do need to set another train going to Collins Estate to pick up the dairy because it's not currently doing that. Well, no, we'll see. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.